Watching Nigerian local media might leave you confused because many times they echo the same thing. They report some news that are verbatim, which proves to you that it was given to them by one government official or an aide to one executive person. Not that there is something wrong with the government passing a message through the press, but it means they are exercising a form of control. They want them to report the news the way they want, not the way the journalists should freely cover an event and report the news the way they want. So this is where the problem lies. And when the government passes that information the way they want, it's normally accompanied by brown envelopes, which will ultimately tie the hands of the person reporting the news, whether it's a media house or just a freelance journalist. So getting the real information is a problem. Just like when Atiku got the Chicago State University records of Tinubu, despite their oral deposition denying his certificate, saying they never issued him any certificate, not in 1979 or any time. Many media houses in Nigeria were announcing that his certificate has been authenticated. So you can understand how the government exercises control over the press. They are not even free to announce the fact, exactly what was released by Chicago State University. Instead, the government is able to change the narrative and push it to their favor. So this is misinformation of the public. You can call it fake news, propagated by Nigerian media houses on behalf of the government or Tinubu. And you can expect to see more in the future. If a government is involved in propaganda, that means they have nothing to offer. Common sense dictates that their projects and works should speak for them, not using propaganda to manipulate the citizens to believe something that doesn't exist. Anyway, let's go to the subject. When the German chancellor Olaf came to Nigeria after the Supreme Court verdict, they started shouting that, hey, many people are now trooping into Nigeria, they are bringing foreign investments, this, that. But when they held a press conference, no investment was announced. So why did he come? Well, the German chancellor came to discuss the repatriation or deportation of more than 14,000 Nigerians living in Germany. Most of them are failed asylum seekers. Okay, why did he come to Nigeria just to discuss it? Why didn't he do it over the telephone? Maybe it's just because of courtesy. When you're seeking to repatriate such number of people to a country, especially when they don't have documents, you have to be courteous about it. Remember, it didn't start today. It started under Angela Merkel, the former German chancellor. She negotiated with the Nigerian government under Buhari, but they couldn't reach a common ground. A little background about Nigerians whose asylum applications were rejected by the German government. In Germany, before one can qualify for asylum, that person's life must be under threat, not by an individual, but the government. In other words, the person must prove that the government is after his life. This is not easy to prove. That's why many fail their asylum applications. The government being after someone's life doesn't necessarily mean that they want to assassinate the person. It might mean that the crime he's accused of, he might face the death penalty. And since a human being is not a tree that can't run when they want to cut it down, the person will run away from his country to seek asylum in a foreign country, so as to evade arrest and possible prosecution. Many people seeking asylum do not fit into this description. That's why many of them failed in their asylum application. And remember that a genuine applicant for asylum must have his passport in order to prove his identity. Let's even assume the person, the way he came to that country, he didn't travel with papers, but the person should not lie about his identity, about his origin, about his country, nationality, everything. Yes, it's logical if someone is claiming that his country is after him. Why lie about the name of the country in the first place? Because most of them give conflicting information when they are being questioned, when they are facing the asylum board. This is why many fail their asylum application, and the few that got theirs approved were able to prove that the state is actually after their life. Many of them were Niger Delta militants or people who claim to be Niger Delta militants. They were able to show photos that they took with combat gear in the swamps of Niger Delta. They were able to show some newspaper cutouts of reports of the government declaring them wanted. These are the kind of information that you submit. It will become irrefutable that truly the government is after the person. Asylum application approval is one thing, another is cancellation. Many make the mistake of traveling back to their country of origin, where they claimed that they might face danger. It doesn't make sense that someone will intentionally put himself in danger. So if he does that, it might lead to cancellation of his asylum because it has become obvious that he no longer faces danger in that country. So no need living in Germany anymore since your country is now free. They are no longer after you. At the time that Germany witnessed a lot of asylum applications from West Africa, many made funny comments and misrepresentations. In fact, they outrightly lied. They didn't know that many Africans are working in the asylum board. They have people from almost every ethnic group in West Africa. Countries where they migrate more into Germany and Europe, they have people from all these places that understand their local dialect and language, everything. They made it that way not just to detect people who are lying, but to be able to determine their origin, the country of origin of these individuals. Because before claiming asylum, they normally throw away their passport or send them back to their country of origin. So you can't be able to say this person is from here, is from this country. And even when they find out that the person is from Nigeria or Ghana, for instance, they take them to their embassy to get some papers, identifying documents, even if it's a replacement passport or document that will allow the person to travel. But in most cases, the embassy officials don't normally cooperate with the German authorities. They might have genuine reasons for doing that because when you look at these applications, some of them have funny names. These applicants, in order to hide their identity and origin, they submit names that shouldn't be possible under normal circumstances. Because Nigeria is a multi-ethnic country, you don't normally see names that traverse many ethnic groups. Yes, when you see a Yoruba first name, Hausa middle name, and an Igala surname, it is obviously fake. That identity should never exist under normal circumstances in Nigeria. So in cases like this, the embassy officials will be right in rejecting such names as Nigerians because it should not exist. Their names should never exist as an identity in Nigeria. There are many cases like this. You might see Igbo first name and Hausa surname. Very strange names that shouldn't normally exist. So the embassy staff are right in not accepting these people as being Nigerians. Besides, there are other reasons. They might be doing it for economic reasons. They know why they came to Germany in the first place. After many years of negotiation between the German and Nigerian government, the Nigerian side accepted the identification made by the German Asylum Board, which proves that many of these people are actually Nigerians despite not having documents. So the German authorities have given them documents that identifies them. These people are housed in Germany for free. They are paid monthly salary, stipends. They also get free food, many things. Also, they are not allowed to work, but in most cases, many of them work, although they have to hide to do that. Now that the German chancellor came to Nigeria to finalize negotiations before they start repatriating these Nigerians, the Nigerian government has said that they will only accept individuals that are well behaved. So it depends what will qualify one as well behaved. Someone that didn't commit any crime or didn't go to prison, but these are still Nigerian citizens. Will Germany now adopt them or declare them stateless since their own country has refused to take them back? Some of these applicants also are smart enough to change their status in Germany. Some were able to get genuine employment and the employer helped them in changing their status from asylum seeker to a resident with a work permit. Some also met ladies that they eventually married in Nigeria and moved back to Germany. Some couldn't finalize the marriage process in Nigeria here. They got frustrated, their wives went back, and they were stuck in Nigeria. They couldn't go back to Germany. Nigeria makes up a minute percentage of asylum seekers in Germany. There are millions of Arabs and other ethnicities fleeing war from Syria and other countries that are living in Germany today. Of course, they've repatriated some of them, but there are still many of them in Germany. So very soon we'll be seeing returnees from Germany at Nigerian airports. This ultimately goes back to the main question. Why are our people fleeing our country? Why are they going to other countries for greener pastures when the greener pastures can be gotten here if we have the right policies and the right government? It all starts from election. That's why we've been focusing on election coverage, because you can't get it right without getting in the best leader. Majority of infrastructure projects are done and executed by politicians who are elected. Yes, that's the reality. If you don't have a good politician, you cannot have any good, meaningful project executed. That's why it starts from electing a good person in the first place, not someone that will use propaganda and be busy buying yachts, buying cars for the First Lady's office, buying unnecessary things, especially in a time when Nigerians are facing serious hardship like never in their history before. If Nigeria's economy is booming, Nigerian citizens won't be languishing in foreign countries in asylum halls, earning a few hundred euros per month. They should be in Nigeria being productive. Thanks for watching.